So today what we're going to do is we're going to make my crazy good chocolate cupcakes. And if you're not in the Kids Baking Club, then I'm going to show you the recipe right now. But if you are in the Kids Baking Club, you can get out your recipe right here. It's Kids Baking Club, crazy good chocolate cupcakes. We always put all of the ingredients on the front page and the tools and the things that you'll need. And on the back page is your video or your photos of step by step exactly what you want to do. So let me show you this recipe. Now, this is not your traditional chocolate cupcake recipe because it has two ingredients that you might not see in most chocolate cupcake recipes that give it a unique and amazing flavor. One of those is buttermilk. The secret in this recipe is brown sugar. And what the brown sugar does in this recipe is it gives it a little bit extra flavor, but also makes the cupcakes turn out moister than if you didn't have it in. So you guys ready to get started? Now this is a 2-bowl method. One bowl is going to be used for your sugars, your eggs, your oil, and the other is going to be for all your dry ingredients. We have to make sure those are mixed up really, really well before we dump it into the bowl. So the first bowl we're going to do is mix all of the dry ingredients. So the first thing is our flour, and we're doing 3/4 cup of flour. Now, then we're going to add a 1/2 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. So we're going to add that in there, and that's pure cocoa powder. Then we're going to add our baking soda and our baking powder. It calls for 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder. It makes a 3/4. Okay, and then baking powder is 1/2 teaspoon. All right, now I want to mix this all together. First, the thing we're going to do is add the 2 eggs. Now, I set my eggs out for about 20 minutes before I started today because I wanted everything to be room temperature. So go ahead and crack your eggs. You want to put your 2 thumbs in and then open up and drop. Crack your egg, put your 2 thumbs in very carefully, press in, open up, and drop. And you're going to want to take your whisk. Okay, now we're going to add our granulated sugar, and this is 1/2 cup. I'm trying to remember. 1/2 cup, and then 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. You know it's packed that when you dump it in, you guys can see, it looks like you just made a sandcastle. So I'm going to break this up with a spoon. I'm going to mix this really, really well. Measure 1/3 cup of oil. Go ahead and pour that in and stir. And then it's 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Carefully pour. Gonna mix that really, really well. Now we're going to add our milk. And you'll see it looks a little clumpy. Do you see that? Because that white vinegar actually curdled the milk. To slowly add my dry ingredients. Now this is the time that you want to turn your oven on to 350 degrees because you want to make sure that your cupcakes get in the oven right when you bake them, because now that this baking soda and baking powder and eggs, which are all leavens, are in the wet ingredients, they're going to start activating, they're going to start working, and we need to get these in the oven. Okay, so go ahead and stir that really, really well. You're going to, remember, fill it up just about 3/4 of the way. And then we're going to pop these in the oven. If this makes more than 12 cupcakes, then if you don't have an extra pan, then go ahead and put this batter in the refrigerator until you're ready to make another recipe. These are gonna go into the oven for about 20 minutes. You'll start to see it rise. I'm gonna finish up filling these up. They're gonna bake for 20 minutes.